game. WE now with the blue side. So, of course, their win rate a little bit higher on that side of the Rift, and they're going to ban away Echo and the Victor here as well. Diana and Ryze being removed. We'll see whether QG leave up the Callista.
Banning Victor from blue side.
Interesting.
Now, we did see Swift play Nidalee. He's a fantastic Nidalee player, but something that I actually totally spaced is that it's a denial against Spirit.
Yeah.
Priority picking it.
I believe I mentioned that. I was hoping so.
It's because you're brilliant.
Well, I don't know about that.
Please give me Scion. Come on, WE. Go back to comfort picks.
Yep, might be that time. Jay is going to have his Ezreal banned away one more time. Callista's open, though.
They could grab Nidalee for Spirit, second rotate. Oh, don't do it.
Baited.
Don't do it.
Baited. Is it the Callista bait? That's the question.
They're going to take Nidalee away then.
Well, Swift could grab it again. Had an MVP performance the first time around. I would not be surprised.
That's the beauty about both these junglers, is that Nidalee is a high priority pick, especially for Spirit, and he's the primary carry. So this is my weighting. If you priority pick for Mystic, who is kind of the secondary carrot when WE decide to win a game, versus, you know, making sure that your primary carry, your all-star jungler, gets his best champion, that this is where I'm weighting it. Versus, you know, oh! It's like they can hear me.
They can.
I love you.
Well, Luca locks away the Nidalee here for Spirit. Xiaogu now have their opportunity to go for a Callista, which seems like a bit of a no-brainer at this point.
Callista Janna? Callista
Thresh could just come out right now if they wanted to.
I feel like they'll go Janna though. Oh god.
Ooh, V considering taking the tree into the top lane. That gives Aluka the opportunity to go for a carry style. Oh wait, hang on. No, he won't. Because it's Aluka.
Go Scion. I just want to see Scion. I want Nidalee, Scion, Jinx. What does Conan used to play? He used to play Vel'Koz support. I want the Vel'Koz support. I just want full...
Bring it back. Full comfort.
Full comfort.
Well, Spirit better lock in the Scion. It better happen. Mystic onto the Jinx, yep. Jie can't go to the Diana. What does Jie go for?
Annie.
Just plays Annie?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Annie Scion. Needs to be Annie Scion right now. Conan, I guess this is theoretically comfort.
Yeah, he's played a lot of Janna. It will never beat his Vel'Koz, though.
Never be as useful as Vel'Koz either. The power of Vel'Koz there on the bottom side of the map. I like Mystic on Vayne.
Already letting me down. That said, you know how much I love the Janna Vayne combo, especially in tandem with, again, the Primal Surge augment that Nidalee will give.
Yeah, it's almost like a raise the Vayne situation here.
That's not Uzi.
That's true. It isn't. It's Mystic. Mystic has actually had some decent performances on the Vayne as well, as QG are cycling through some picks. You can see Thresh being hovered. I would like it. I personally love the Callista Thresh combination. And Swift. The Rengar?
No.
Dang it. I would have liked to see that.
No.
Not this time around.
He's got Gragas still available.
Does.
I like Rek'Sai, though.
I also like Rek'Sai.
A little bit easier to follow up on Nidalee.
Yep, don't be going back and forth between.
It's technically a flex pick if they grab Nautilus.
It's a multi-flex pick. In fact, it can go into 4 lanes. I can imagine Swift to be able to try his hand at it if he wanted to. Just put the Rek'Sai in the top lane. But no, is going to be the Thresh here. They're well and truly saving Doinby's pick until last. Making sure he can answer anything that GA puts out.
Azir is still up and available.
Very true.
As far as high priority mid lane picks. Kassadin, we saw Xie try his hand on that one last time. Doinby has a very mean Kassadin.
Mystic actually hovering the Vladimir.
I like Vladimir against Azir. Again, the fact that the big priority, like I said, is kind of Kassadin and Azir in terms of power picks left in the meta. Yep. Vlad is Xpeke's favorite answer to Azir, just because the pool and how it works with the wall and dodging out of Sand Soldier damage.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ooh, Xie going back to the Twisted Fate. Has been banned away from him quite a few times, and so this is definitely comfort. Aluka as well, stealing the Nautilus away from Doinby and bringing it back to the top lane, where he managed to dismantle EDG.
I am a little bit disappointed that it's not a Scion. However, I will take Aluka's Nautilus. The player to start the Nautilus top trend, like you said, against that set versus EDG. I was trying not to say against twice. He builds double Dorans. He starts Titan's Wrath first. He builds him pretty standard, 0-21-9.
Yep. And Ari's going to be the lock-in here for Doinby. So once again, flexing that variable muscle of just his ability to do whatever the heck he wants there in the mid lane. And now it's going to be the Ari. So flanking plays available and a little bit more damage. And often Ari considered a massive counter pick to that Twisted Fate there in the mid lane.
There is so much kill pressure, and it just opens up picks, versatility in the composition that Qiao you're going to be running again. Anytime you have Maokai, you've got your zone control, your space control, in tandem, likewise with Thresh, so creating room for Kalista to run around. Ari's self-sufficient, you don't need to peel for her. She opens up picks for your team, and then you also have backline threat with the Rek'Sai having the Flash Unburrow, as well as the Twisted Advance, Flash Twisted Advance.
Oh yeah.
So you got a lot of non-committal CC in the form of Charm and Death Sentence, and then the all-go-in button with Flash Unburrow and Twisted Advance.
And I just really love the fact that Ari and Kalista just so much consistent damage throughout a team fight, as well as the AoE nature of it. I mean, with Foxfire, Ari just able to cycle that spell over and over again, and then Orb of Deception with so much extra true damage as well on that return. There is a lot of power in both of those picks. But let's go through the lineups here, as Aluka is going to be taking the Nautilus into V's Maokai. Lots of damage once again in the top lane, as Spirit and Swift facing off. Nidalee against Rek'Sai this time around, as opposed to the Fizz versus Nidalee last time. GA taking the Twisted Fate as Doinby answers back with the Ari. Dangerous matchup for the Twisted Fate as Mystic into TNT with the Vayne against Kalista.
And last but not least, it's going to be the supports Conan versus TCT and Janna versus Thresh.
Yeah, disengage versus ultra versatility here, especially when the Fate's Call is available. And man, WE, last legs, they need to win this game, and they've picked a lot of comfort. We'll see whether it works as we hop onto the Rift. And here we are onto the Rift for WE versus Xiaogu, Game 4 of today's matches. And of course, QG with one victory already, wanting to make it to 3 points, and WE looking to try and keep their playoff dreams alive.
Starting out in a standard 5-point, so this should mean a 2v2 on the bottom side of the map. Again, you always have to watch out for Kalista's level 2 power spike having that wind available, likewise with Thresh. Pretty absurd.
It's just disgusting. And the Sentinel damage there as well, the fact that TNT and TCT, just so much synergy already in this lane, and now with this highly synergistic duo lane of the Kalista Thresh. I'm surprised the WE aren't looking to swap that one out, but it looks like they're just going to try and fight fire with fire. Is WE invading a little bit late?
Trying to set up a steal on this red buff. We also have Conan postured in the mid lane, so making himself available for his team should he need it.
I really love the alien style Nautilus skin there as well.
Is that where that's from?
I don't think so. I think it's more supposed to be like construction based, but I just think of it as, you know, the sweet outfit from Alien. Luca just annoying V there, stopping that sapling from being able to help out take down that Raptor camp. He's going to head towards the top lane.
Okay, so we did have some posturing for a possible attempted steal from Spirit, but everyone's just going to head back to their own jungle. Should be noted, though, that Spirit is starting the top side of the map versus Swift starting the bottom side of the map, and how that will impact lane pressure.
Well, GA just using red cards to try and shove out this wave. Unfortunately, that one not going to get any extra AoE, and Doinby with that Orb of Deception able to shove this one very far forward. Locking down a few of those as Aluka now level 1 versus V's also level 1, unable to make the full Raptor camp there. As Aluka getting the shove on.
Yeah, taking Riptide first, whereas normally he takes Titan's Wrath. Curious if that means that Spirit's going to try to walk into... Nope, he's going to go ahead and continue his jungle clear. I was curious if that meant that Spirit was going to go to attempt to fight for that red buff, because he would have pressure into the top lane, but Luca's just trying to force Maokai under.
Yeah, Mystic actually looking for that tumble auto attack with the Eye of the Storm there, but of course TNT going to just martially poise his way backwards and get out of that damage. Wildcards heading through here for GA. He starts to use some blue cards to keep that mana bar well and truly healthy. You can see junglers moving around this mid lane area, but it is going to be Spirit taking that Scuttle Crab.
Never mind. As I was saying, okay, so again, Aluka normally takes Titan's Wrath, but by taking Riptide, he would get control of the minion wave, pushing it forward and making sure that V can't move. So it opens up Spirit to look for an invade here.
Spirit not going to find the spear, though. Conan making his way towards the mid lane. Wildcards and the Howling Gale are going to find their mark onto Doinby. They don't find anything else other than that.
Blue card.
Yeah, a little bit sad.
Is that Reginald?
Yeah, I think so. Well, GA falling to the power of TSM, only fitting that he now plays Twisted Fate. And blue cards his way to victory.
Otherwise, everything else slow, checking across CS between all of the lanes. Doinby does have a wave pushing into him, so just about too short.
And you can see Conan and Mystic actually now losing control of this one here as the play back onto Mystic. Nice use of those silver bolts as the tumbles used to get out of the death sentence. TCT down to about 300 health.
Really nice trade from Mystic and Conan, especially because he didn't need the tumble to dodge the death sentence. He actually just sidestepped out of it using the tumble to apply more damage versus dodge the skill shot.
Yep, nice smooth moves from Mystic.
I love it when the minion gets away from you and you have to kind of chase it back down.
Oh man, the triple tap on the Riptide. Lots of damage there from Aluka.
The key with Ahri, especially in this lane, although, as I say that, Spirit rushing in.
Yeah, launching his way in there. The takedown, is it going to be enough? No flash out from Doinby. No ignite to be spoken of here. Spirit's actually going to get lit on fire there as Doinby uses both of his summoner spells. WE with control of the mid lane.
Wow. What a gank coming out of Spirit. He was so quick out of those bushes. Not quite sure.
Yeah.
It's a little bit faster than normal, and 0 summoners burned from either Spirit or Qiao, so fantastic place to be. I was just going to say the key to Ahri is you want to make sure that you hit the Orb of Deception at max range, just because it's going to be the return damage that's going to do more, but hold on.
Yep, Qiao looking for a gold card, but going to cycle through a few before he locks down a blue one and heads back towards the lane. Swift, with the red buff still circling him. Throwing out surfs. Waves is what I obviously meant. Surfs. I'm not entirely sure what that is.
It's a
surf. Is it a surf attacks? Or is a surf a person? I'm not sure. Don't remember. Don't quite have my olden times.
Oh.
Yeah,
they're like workers, slaves from medieval times.
Like peons.
Yeah.
Got it.
Anytime someone says that word, I always think peanuts.
SERF? Yeah. Nailed it. Well, it has no relevance at all to what's going on in the
History
game.
lesson.
Yeah, there we are with Proscarin. And Atlas just letting everyone know that he gets stuff wrong. Good. Well, 200 gold is the lead here for WE. As the quite low on health as Aluka had teleported back to the lane and is now very healthy now with the extra Doran's ring and the Ruby Crystal as opposed to the boots that V managed to grab for himself.
So much extra health.
Oh yeah.
On this this Nautilus.
Whoa, Spirit. Going for the super aggro move. Doesn't get the Trailblazer. Decides to grab just a flat-out Sheen. As Swift is going to get himself into this lane. There's the flash on Burrow as well as Aluka down to just about half health. The double knockup comes in as he does have that ultimate. Swift now over here as well. Destiny towards the top side. V is going to get stunned up as Aluka baits him in. And that's going to be the kill. First blood to Spirit.
We talked about, going that Sheen, the more aggressive match versus completing your jungle item and helping out your clear pays off huge there as Spirit picks up the first blood.
Yep, Doinby here in the mid lane, able to shove things out, but not with a whole lot of mana. And that minion wave is going to crash towards the turret. Ward is going to let GA know, and he's going to stop the back, being quite frustrated.
Even better is the fact that they forced that wave, so denying a lot of CS and experience away from V. Doesn't have his teleport, so all of that wave is going to go over into Swift's hands, see if that compensates for the fact that Spirit has that first blood advantage on him.
Yep, TNT landing a nice pierce, but Conan with that Eye of the Storm shield going to negate all of the damage as far as permanent. Conan able to pseudo-sustain himself through that trade. So far, Mystic and Conan making this lane look like it's working quite well. Only 10 CS the lead in a lane that can be very, very difficult for anyone that isn't the Kalista threat.
I feel like Mystic is actually a very good laner.
Yeah. Oh, misses the cannon creep there, though.
And TNT is amazing in team fights, but his lane phase, it always seems like he could push it a little bit farther, but just doesn't.
Well, Not able to capitalize just yet. We'll see what QG are able to make happen as this game progresses. Nice Orb of Deception from Doinby there, getting a lot of extra damage down onto GA, but with a blue buff, GA looking quite fine and Doinby looking completely mannerless.
He will go ahead and walk over and pick up his own blue buff, however, as Swift is holding it for him, but otherwise we've had a very calm and collected game. Everyone just kind of farming this one out, which both teams scale fairly well into the late game and have appropriate mid-game power spikes.
Yeah, Mystic looking for that Blade of the Ruined King. We'll see what TNT goes for, whether he wants to grab Bloodthirster into the Hurricane or whether it's going to be more of a Blade of the Ruined King focus build that Calista has sort of moved towards. Play back onto Mystic there as he tumbles out of the way of TCT. Howling Gale heads over the top. Flash out of the way of the Death Sentence, actually, as Mystic did not want to get caught by that one after the slow from the Flay.
I was just about to point out the beauty of it was the rend went off before the Death Sentence, applying the slow, making sure that he would be forced to burn it.
There's the Flash Gold card, though. Spirit lands an easy one, but the Pounce not going to find it after the Spirit Rush. Doinby going to get himself to safety one more time. Aluka getting aggressive in the top lane. The Wet Noodle fight well and truly underway.
Well, that's back-to-back Spirit finding very aggressive ganks, and yeah, he didn't pick up the kill, but they get what they came for, which is that tower.
Well, they're looking to try and pick it up here as the next wave is going to be their way in to grab that one. Spirit going to lock down and yet more farm, but TCT has made his way towards the mid lane. Spirit pouncing around. He's going to take down the turret. Flash is out of the way as well. He might actually be safe here as the charm lands. Doinby is going to take a Lantern right in to pick himself up the second kill of the game.
Both summoners burned for TCT to make that play happen. He threw the Lantern for Doinby, flashed in just to get that Ahri right on top of Nidalee to land a perfect charm.
Almost too easy there. Spirit did manage to grab the turret like he wanted. It may have been a little bit overly keen for that particular one. WE now still with a 1,000 gold lead now that that structure has fallen.
Is going to be much harder to keep track of Qiao on this Twisted Fate. However, he does have the Destiny up and available, which is why you see Doinby warding so deep in the lane.
Yeah.
Trying to force him to return to lane and keep him tied up here as opposed to impacting the rest of the map as we saw him do earlier with the top lane gank.
Yeah, Doinby just relentlessly shoving this mid wave in and in. Dragon not yet considered by either side here at 10.5 minutes in the game. Quite strange. That has been a sort of theme of today. As staggering blows does come down from Aluka here onto Vita to lock him up just a little bit, but neither of these top laners in much fear of dying whatsoever. Dragon does finally get taken by Spirit with the help of Conan. And
big thing was the fact that Doinby had two back, so they had a disadvantage in terms of numbers. Their mid laner back, whereas Qiao was on the map, which allows WE to pick that one up for free. So Spirit, having a much better game this time around, has completed his Runeglaive and now stacking up on his tier. Yeah, so going for carry.
Exactly. Going for that one instead. Of course, very cost-effective, going for that Seraph's Embrace, and we'll see whether he decides to back that one up once more with a Rod of Ages. You can get yourself to a fantastic sort of late mid-game spike to finish both of those, but it's going to require a fair bit of gold here from Spirit, but with the First Blood, does have a little bit more in his back pocket, and he's been farming quite well too.
Qiao doing a great job in that mid lane, as you saw Doinby throw out a charm and not miss. When he approaches back to his tower, he always makes sure that he's staying to the right side or the bottom side of his tower, so he has more space to dodge around. And then using the gap between the wall and the turret is kind of a cheeky way to force Doinby to burn the charm preemptively. Yeah, and I very much like the fact that he does have the boots early as well, so he's only getting tagged by the beginnings of that Orb of Deception. To get both of them just there, but still able to dodge out a little bit more easily. Plus the extra cooldown reduction is fantastic. Oh, Doinby with the roam down here. We are going to have 4 people towards the bottom side. Potentially, Doinby actually going to head back towards the mid lane, as Qiao had gone out of view. It forces Doinby to constantly be pushing into Qiao to punish him for any sort of roam. But because of that, it forces him to overextend and leave him open to Spirit ganks, especially because he has that much farther to run back to any sort of tower with his down. Well, TNT looks like he's going for a Bloodthirster here, as that BF sword has been completed. You can see Mystic very close to that Blade of the Ruined King, only the combined cost of all of those parts to come through now, as Spirit
Did have his presence known there by QG, as Luca's getting pretty comfortable here in the top lane, taking down some crows. Alan Gale not going to find TNT. Gets slowed down by the Zephyr, but that's all WE can really do as they move forward. Spirit was threatening in the area. QG wisely back away.
And, you know, this is why teams deny or ban Nidalee away from Spirit. He's been consistently ganking, applying a lot of pressure. Caught out now.
Yep. Oh, TNT actually flashes forward, but Qiao going to flash afterwards as well. The Rend is going to be there, but after the flash and the ghost, he's going to be okay. Conan going to get caught here. Oh, flashes over the top of the return of that Orb of Deception. Saves his life. A
lot of flashes burn right there. Doesn't translate into anything. And more importantly, Xiao expend a lot of resources and aren't able to transition it into a tower or a dragon.
And Aluka actually just uses the depth charge to stop V from being able to teleport into that fight. So he has his teleport available, can just wait for that ultimate, and then he can make an impactful move around the map.
Bit of a misstep from Xiao. And again, it all goes back to this is why teams deny Spirit from Nidalee.
Yep, goes
Spirit from Nidalee. Nidalee from Spirit. He plays it so often that I actually just confused him with champion.
Basically synonymous there as TNT's going to die in the bottom lane. Conan locks down the kill. Gold card's going to be there. Wildcard's doing some work, but the slow here. GA taking so many turret shots. Nice primal surge from Spirit to keep him alive. WE easily lock down TNT and grab themselves a kill.
Will they be able to translate into anything, or will it just be the kill gold? Looks like everyone's just going to reset in the map. I suspect that Dragon's probably 2 minutes, 30 seconds out. My gut feeling probably closer to 3 minutes.
Well, GA with another successful Destiny. Now 0-0-1. Aluka going to use that Dredge line to try and escape this gank here as V. Half health, uses the passive though, get himself just a little bit above that. Aluka going to take some killing. The dredge line is going to be up. V trying to stand in front of him, avoid that dredge line from being used. Spirit's going to be able to pounce his way in, locks down the kill as they trade 1 for 1. Spirit now having to fight Swift, not going to get knocked up, and just going to pounce his way over there, not wanting to push his luck. As GA is going to get caught out. Nice use of the Eye of the Storm to keep him alive. Gold cards are there as well. Spear lands. Spirit, is he going to be able to lock down the kill? No! He's not. Double kill for Doinby as he's somehow still alive. Is it going to be a triple? No! The charm doesn't land. Nice 3-man as Swift are just wandering around under the turret.
Was looking for the Prey Seeker, but had to wait for the Unburrow cooldown. Qiao just caught out of position right there, and good CC lock on Spirit to make sure that he can't trade the 1-for-1 on Doinby. Getting that shutdown and applying a lot of presence and power to this Ahri, who is now 3-0-0 with the Refresh Blue.
Yep, so things looking a lot better now for QG. WE were looking like they had a little bit of control moving into the game, but now things going a little bit pear-shaped, and they lose another turret here. Actually, the first turret of the game. Of course, I'm thinking about just this series in general, being all about QG taking down structure after structure. Mystic, very aggressive positioning here, eats himself a tunnel and gets some nice Silver Bolts damage down. Berserker's Greaves and the Blade of the Ruined King. So this Vayne, pretty accelerated, feeling pretty good.
Good power spike likewise. Conan is level 8, just shy at level 9, which means he'll have the 5 points in his Eye of the Storm. Gives him bonus AD as he applies it to his AD carry.
Or anyone else.
Or anyone else. So I suspect it'll be the AD carry.
That would probably be the optimal choice. Sorcerer Shoes completed by Spirit though, not trying to get any extra cooldown reduction. We'll see what he decides to build. Moving on after that, has a lot of wards in his back pocket as well, of course opting out of the Sight Stone this time. Nidalee generally plays a little bit more of a carry style. You don't have sort of room for those ward things. Ward item slot, that's silly. Don't have that. It's just more damage. Luca chasing down V as the Destiny has been popped, but it's on the bottom side of the map. Oh, the Dark Passage. TNT still burning down. Mystic! Flash into the tumble. Going to be able to get forward. TCT is well out of position as GA is going to lock down that one. Luca now just kiting around. V and Swift. And Doinby's here as well. He wants the kill. Spirit Rush is going to get popped as Aluka. He is going to die eventually. Yep, she is.
Passing over the gold onto Doinby. That said, with so many resources top, World Elite gladly take this trade as they pick up the top, or excuse me, the bottom tier tower, as well as the dragon and a few kills for themselves.
Yeah, so 2 kills, a turret, and a dragon for WE and Aluka for QG. I'd say worth, because I think Luca's worth quite a lot of everything. especially when he's on this. He's been playing quite well as well today as Mystic looking for Doinby, but Charm's not going to find him. Mystic's not going to find Doinby.
See where Xiaogu go from here. So Dragon is down. The most important tower left for them on the map is still going to be that mid-tier tower, although they could also look bottom. A lot of danger opened up, though. They have a lot farther to run on the bottom side of the map. WE have full control over bot side.
Oh, yeah. And if I was WE, I'd just look to be anywhere that Doinby isn't. 4-0-0. Large majority of the kills, of course, 80%. In his back pocket, does almost have 2 items to his name as well in that Abyssal Scepter and Morellonomicon, also with the completed boots and a massive CS advantage. This mid laner is Xiaogu at the moment, and they need to fight around it.
No, completely agree. Whereas the gold on the other side, since we have 5 kills across the board on WE and Xiaogu, is spread out pretty evenly across WE's team, so...
Yeah, it's Spirit as well, actually 100% kill participation on this Niddle. He's been moving around, picking up everything for his team. Not something that we're sort of against saying, because it's happened quite a lot, that in the games that World Elite win, it's often because Spirit's doing something good.
First rule of WE, don't give Spirit in Italy.
Well, King made the mistake last night, and it did net a win for WE. No matter how sloppy it was still a victory.
That's all they need. Yeah. That's all they can afford.
Aluka doing his best Doinby impression as he's using his Nautilus here in the middle lane. And everyone else on WE moving towards the top side, looking to try and take down the outer turret. TNT might be in a little bit of trouble there, but will have a lantern available to him as well. TNT poking around. Doinby actually just going to get himself some extra movement speed there using that one. And the charm, I believe, landed. And, yep, Qiao's dead.
Doinby hunting Qiao, doing everything in his power to apply as much pressure, chasing this Twisted Fate around the map and trying to minimize his impact with Destiny.
Another solo kill there as well. 5 kills out of the 6 that they have. There's the final hour popped as TCT's going to get Fate's call back. Aluka finding his way in. They're looking to try and get a dive. Aluka is so incredibly powerful, but Mystic just going to focus on the turret here using the last little bit of extra AD of that final hour.
Nice little dodge there from Swift. Should be noted his tunnel to dodge away from the dredge line. And meanwhile, it's split push Ahri in the bot lane, so they will trade 1 for 1. However, WE still firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, play to their own team was used there by Mystic as well, so that item power spike is there that you mentioned before. Looks like GA is going for the Zhonya's Hourglass is his next choice, and this tower is excruciatingly low here for WE. Just a light breeze. Take that one
breeze?
Down. Stiff breeze, indeed.
Doinby. Da-da.
Yep, he's still looking for it.
Da-da.
Oh,
swatted.
Yep. Wildcard not going to get there, but the ward will certainly find the Ahri. Doinby just going to head back to base now as well.
Scumbag Doinby, just making Qiao's life not happy.
Yeah, and also relegating him to sort of farming on the bottom side of the map where that Destiny not going to be able to be used. It is off cooldown, so WE can make some plays if they want to. There's a teleport for Aluka.
They weren't in position to look for a proactive play right there, which is why he went to the bottom side just to farm up, because again, splitting your farm between your Vayne and your Twisted Fate, so they're not sharing any sort of resource.
Yep.
And a big issue is the fact that Dragon hasn't come up. So now that Dragon is on its timer, 2 minutes for that next point of contention, expect Qiao probably 45 seconds, 30 seconds away from that to look for the big pick.
Or at least look for where QG are. Oh, there it is. Doinby just breathing on the turret. That's going to be locked down. The map opened up here for QG as that mid lane tower falls.
He's moving for Destiny.
Ooh, Spirit looking for the spear. There's sails over the tunnel. TNT is actually farming on the top side. So QG, without their AD carry for the next little bit. And WE with some vision here on top of him as well now that he is in fog of war. So WE aware of TNT's positioning. Mystic actually getting caught by the hook. Uses the QSS that he's built earlier.
Trades QSX for box.
Yep.
Minute until Dragon comes back up. Again, there's no pressure for Xiaogu to...
Conan, where is he? Oh, the gold card lands. Immediate deletion there onto Doinby as Mystic going to get caught by that death sentence. Flashes out of the way. Mystic does need to be careful here. Destiny's in as Aluka comes around with the teleport play. Nice use of that Lantern in order to get TNT out to safety, and another Death Sentence lands onto Aluka. The Ren goes down, but it's just not doing the damage that Xiaogu needs because Aluka is pretty tanky.
I was just going to say, there's no pressure for Xiaogu to force a play right there. They just need to wait for the objective to look for a pick, but they try to force it. Joinby gets caught, and they succeed a lot of damage on this tower.
Yeah, a little bit of overextension there, and now with Doinby, the one in the Death Chamber, that's so much of the gold that Xiaogu had locked up in that one player. So now Dragon's back up. Doinby has just respawned. We'll see whether they can get anything from it. Home guard boots were purchased, so Doinby's well and truly out of the base. And we'll see whether WE, whether they can take this and move on, or whether it's Xiaogu and whether they're going to be able to actually make something happen. Swift in amongst it here, gets the flash knock up on a Mystic and Aluka. Mystic trying to get out of there. Is TNT going to get condemned out, but it is going to be the kill here for V. Conan with a decent Howling Gale to try and stop the onslaught, but QG finding their way in. Aluka, there's the Dredge line trying to get himself into position. Death Sentence onto Conan. He's going to be the sacrificial lamb, and QG, they get 2 kills for the 3rd Dragon of WE.
Still fair for WE. Still have that gold lead as well as some of the invisible gold and power that the Dragon's going to offer them, but that was best case scenario for Xiaogu. They're hoping still to get a little bit more on that.
Yeah, they wanted to be able to at least translate that into an objective, which they absolutely cannot at this stage.
They don't have enough control over their side waves. Xie and Aluka doing a fantastic job, and even Mystic constantly making sure that it's always pushed forward onto Xiaogu.
That's a permanent shove here. That being said, TNT now with that Hurricane in his back pocket. The 2-item power spike of note for Kalista has been completed. And that's in response to Mystic's Phantom Dancer, Blade of the Ruin King. So both of these AD carries looking pretty good at this point. Now there's a pickaxe as well for TNT.
And the reason why we talk about a 2-item power spike for Kalista is typically with AD carries when you have a 3-item, Last Whisper, Zeal, upgrade either Phantom Dance or Static Shiv, and then your Infinity Edge or your Bloodthirster. You need all 3 items to kind of give you your core, your attack speed, your flat damage, as well, more importantly, your shred. And so that's the difference between Vayne and Kalista and why they get a 2-item power spike, because the shred is built into their kit. Obviously, Vayne through her true damage and Kalista through her ranged.
Oh, you can see that. That was really interesting, the fact that GA moved out of the lane to give Mystic the farm. Because GA is down so far. That is what? 66 CS.
He's just a CC bot at this point, having the Hourglass available to him. He's just there to start fights, make picks, and zone for Xie, or excuse me, Mystic.
Yeah, make things happen. But WE are theoretically in the lead as Aluka might be caught out of position. They've only broken the shield for now as the depth charge comes in, but Swift making his way up there, and Aluka just trying to make time for WE. TNT's actually taking a lot of damage here as Aluka's just fighting 3 people forever. That is so many Ren stacks, TNT. Just press E, and he did, and got himself a kill. Destiny's there. They're looking for Doinby, I believe. He did come down. GA does find it, but the spear lands. Spirit looking to try and get in there. Takedown, it's going to be there after the flash. And Spirit's going to be able to lock it down. Doinby actually had his flash available, but just wasn't able to use it in time. The Zhonya's was there too.
So many resources. Hold on though. Teleport going down. Xiaogu may look for a counter.
Yep, nice Howling Gale there as V finds his way in, but Mystic, he's going to take down the turret, and look at the damage availability. Oh, that Silver Bolts. Thank goodness V was as tanky as he is. Otherwise, that would have been a very dead tree man.
So many resources, again, expended from Xiaogu, chasing these kills on the map and not translating these into any sort of objective, as World Elite just ran up mid lane, made the pick on Doinby, and picked up 2 towers in response to Aluka going down. They're running away with this game.
Yep, 2,000 gold now the lead, so of course, that is not much to talk about, but it's this 3 dragons to nothing in favor of WE that I want to focus on, because they didn't manage to get 1 last game. It was all about QG locking down that objective, and now, with all of the jungle pressure being in the hands of Spirit, things looking very different. But Mystic has to be very careful. Spirit Rush is going to be used. Doinby looking for the charm. Doesn't get it there onto Mystic, as he takes so much damage from that Orb of Deception, but thankfully the CC didn't land. Mystic's going to be okay. Did also have the QSS.
You cannot let Spirit have Nidalee. 4, 2, and 3, 100% kill participation. This is why we saw Swift pick up Nidalee.
Yeah.
last game to deny this, and this is why you see constant Nidalee bans against WE. The champion just empowers Spirit to hard carry. Not as he's just fantastic at A, hitting the most important skill shots, but it empowers his ability and his mobility to impact the map. The fact that Nidalee can get around so quickly and be into so many places at once.
And he's also just finished his, what is it? My goodness.
Archangels?
Yeah, his Archangel stuff, but it's a
Seraph's Embrace
now.
I'm like,
don't know
charades?
how my brain just completely left. But he also has the Blasting One, so he's almost at that point of having the Void Staff as well as the Abyssal Scepter and the Runeglaive. So, man, is Spirit strong. And there's also the fact that that went from a tier to a Seraph's Embrace in one hit. So that's a whole lot of extra AP that Spirit now has in his arsenal. And we'll see whether he's going to be able to use that to create some more strength this game.
Gives him mobility, it gives him siege potential for his team, vision control with her traps, able to augment and assist his team through the Primal Surge, the heal, the assassination potential with takedown. So just a very well-rounded champion that will empower everything that Spirit gives to his team.
And Luca, you mentioned side wave control. WE, top wave pushing, bottom wave pushing. Mid lane now equalized, but Spirit is hanging around. So QG now forced to play reactive League of Legends.
That said, that's pretty much where QG thrive. However, they are facing against a Vayne Janna, one of my favorite hyper carries in the current meta. See if Kalista Thresh is enough, but they need a pick. They need Doinby to show up big in these team fights with a 5-2-1 scoreline.
They need something here as Mystic, rightfully so, not going to be building a Last Whisper just yet because the focus is well and truly on magic resist for both of these tanks on QG's side. Mystic as well with that. Oh, in goes Aluka, picks out TNT somehow. He's getting obliterated, now needs to try and get out of there as GA right in amongst it. TNT's not dead. Aluka able to get around the side. Mystic's going to lock down the kill, but he may have gone too deep now as he's trying to use the QSS, getting out. QG, members are so low. Aluka locks down TCT. That's an immediate 2 kills as well as Spirit grabs one, Mystic grabs the other, and Swift, the last man standing.
Aluka comes up big in that team fight, threads the needle and finds TNT, and Kalista with so much mobility went down, was forced to burn all of her reposition so early into the fight that when Mystic finally got back there, there was just nothing he could do to outduel. That gives them the Dragon, and they may turn on the Baron.
Yeah, 4th Dragon as well. 6 minutes until that 5 Dragon mark. It is going to be Mystic and Aluka fighting this Baron on their own, able to get some wards over the side there as well, as there are still massive death time as Swift could go for the hero play. They've got a ward in there. Destiny has been popped. GA could make his way over there. Swift makes his way in. Oh, that was stunning. I believe that was... Who was it that
was
managed
Conan.
to get them out of there? Conan able to use the Howling Gale to stop the tunnel.
Beautiful tornado. Okay, let's have a recap of this. Look at Aluka, finds TNT, he's forced to burn the QSS, and then likewise the flash. Mystic, this Vayne is so massive, flashes into the background and just 2 pops TNT, and then from there they just start shredding through. Spirit finally joins the fight. This Nidalee is massive. That's a prime, what is that, a swipe? That was swipe damage?
Yeah.
Pounce swipe damage pretty much deletes multiple members of Xiaogu.
I think the word you're looking for is filthy for Oscar.
Filthy.
Because that was a heck of a lot.
I say
of damages.
disgusting.
Yeah, disgusting works as well. I think I've used that word 1 or 2 times. As Infinity Edge is now being completed. So Mystic had about 2.3k when he went back to base, and he decided to use that to make an Infinity Edge to augment all of the rest of his damage. So this Vayne, well and truly accelerated. Everyone's going to have to start building armor, as V has already done so. Warden's Mail now in the back pocket, going for that Randuin's, or perhaps it will be the Frozen Heart. As I just think about things for a moment.
I can't deal with Conan right now.
You can't? Oh, needlessly large rod. He understands where the power of Janna lies, and it's in moving faster.
And naturally, it will also give her AD carry more bonus AD.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how supports work now.
Wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. But Void Staff completed for Spirit. Infinity Edge, like we spoke about, completed for Mystic. The Luden's Echo completed as well for GA. Probably would have... Oh, Fate's Call's actually already been used here from TNT as TCT has to make his way out. That's a massive disengage ability that QG don't have. Depth charge goes down as Spirit takes down the turret. Going to be just bouncing miles away from that fight. Still has the ultimate available. As TNT able to get some nice pierce damage onto Mystic, but Eye of the Storm is there, and QG now thinking about re-engaging on this fight. In goes Aluka, able to lock down TCT. Not exactly a priority target as the gold card is ready in prime. GA, who's he going to hit? TNT, but immediately QSS is out. So much AoE damage as Spirit's going to lock down TNT. Swift off to the side, stunned up, can't do anything as V's going to die. Doimby has to use the Zhonya's, but he is so dead. Oh my goodness, triple kill for Mystic. And WE's playoff dreams may yet be alive, Proskeren.
Keep your dreams alive is what their jersey says, and they are going to win this game. TNT just doesn't have the damage to shred through how far ahead WE are. That's an 11k gold advantage, and they split the series 1-1 with Xiao.
Yep, 4-0 in Dragons, 9-3 in turrets, as it's 16-12 in kills. Swift gets obliterated as Mystic gets the unofficial quadra kill. And WE, oh my goodness, 1-1 against Xiao, the number 2 team in the LPL.
But what did we talk about? The priority pick. Don't give it to the AD carry. Give it to Spirit. Who is the secondary carry on their team? Mystic. Who went huge that game? Spirit and Mystic. Making sure that they're synergized. The Nidalee on the Vayne, the Primal Surge with the attack speed. They need to do that every single time. That is the win condition in their team.
Yeah, and Aluka as well. He was gigantic on the Nautilus, managed to get fantastic teleports, which is not something that Aluka is generally known for. He teleported into the backline for that dragon fight and really augmented and facilitated them taking that victory in that fight and locking down their 4th dragon, getting themselves towards a Baron and ultimately winning the game.
Just put Aluka on a tank, leave him alone, let him do his thing. Do not give Spirit Nidalee. So many teams make that mistake.
Beautifully played by WE to even out the series. So grabbing themselves 1 point. Xiao not going to be too worried about it because, of course, they have their playoff spot basically locked in at this stage with a whole lot of victories already under their belt. But they really would have liked to solidify that 2nd spot a little bit more. But, man, WE, if they can make it to playoffs, it would be a pretty ridiculous run, and they'll need a lot of 2-0s, but the dream is not dead. Keep your dreams, ladies and gentlemen. WE definitely are, and they're letting you know with their t-shirts.
It is still important to say that, yes, WE need to continue